Greetings, Red Wolf Nation, and welcome to Inside IU East Sports. This is Kyle Wright from the IU East Athletic Department keeping you company this evening. We're so grateful you've chosen to join us. It's almost basketball season, and we're here to meet the 2018-19 IU East women's basketball team, and here to introduce the Red Wolves is the coach, Tiffani Selhorst. So, Coach, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Kyle.
Okay, so before we completely look ahead to 2018-19, let's look back one last time at 2017-18. You've had 7 months to reflect on the year, 22-11 season, so many great milestones last year. Again, you've had a while to reflect on it. How would you sum up last season?
Well, last season was a lot of fun. It was the last season that I had with my very first group of kids that I recruited. So it was fun. It's been fun to kind of see them grow up over these last 4 years. And just the improvements that they made as basketball players as well as young ladies was rewarding to me, and I think to our coaching staff. So excited about the foundation that they laid for us. I mean, they've had an awesome record here in their last 4 years here. We were excited to go to nationals last year as an at-large bid, and being one of the first, if not the first ever, for a women's team to do that in our conference. Yeah, it's going to be hard to replace those kids.
Okay, so that was, as you said, the third straight national tournament appearance for the IU East women's basketball team in just the fourth season for the program. So we'll turn the page, not just turning the page, but really a new chapter, a new era, or choose whatever word you like. But there's always a degree of excitement anytime you tip off the new season. Just what are some of the themes you've presented to this group? I know relentless pursuit's been kind of the mantra since day one, since you've been here. I assume that's still the case. Just some other themes for this group.
Yeah. Well, relentless pursuit is something that I think that we want to embody as a program as long as I am here. And basically that just means that no matter what, we're giving it our all the time, all out, all game, all season. So just trying to get our new kids on board with that and understanding what it takes to be part of the IU East women's basketball program. The other thing that we're really focusing on this year is culture. We want to make sure that we are kind of babying and helping a culture of care and a family-like culture. So far it's been really good for this new group to kind of piggyback on what we've already set as a foundation and then kind of making it their own.
Okay. We'll meet the whole team a little bit later, but we'll talk about, first off, some of the returnees that maybe you're looking for, maybe new roles or expanded roles this year to make sure it's another strong season.
Sure. Well, first one I want to talk about is Libby Springmeyer. Wow, talk about a kid that has improved over the last 4 years, and it really helped her game to be able to play with some of those seniors that graduated last year, you know, Kristen Miller and Mackenzie Campbell, Tia King. She has improved tremendously over the last 4 years. So I expect that her role will expand this year, not just on the court, but just off the court. She's a great leader. She's one of our team captains. I see big things for her. The other one that is maybe a surprise to some people because she did have her own senior day, or not her own, but she did her senior day with the first group is Bailey Dryman. She is back to play her 5th year. You know, we're excited about what she brings because all of those intangible things that Bailey always brought to us, you know, the hustle, the effort, the rebounding, just smart plays, seeing plays happen before they happen. You know, she is still bringing that to our team. So I'm excited to kind of see where she ends up in this conference and in the role she plays for us.
And again, we'll meet all the players later, but turning quickly to some new names or some new faces. You've got a lot of them, but maybe one or two that the fans are really going to enjoy seeing in their first season here.
Okay. Well, I think the first person that I'd like to talk about is Elizabeth Philpott. She's a transfer student out of Alabama. She brings something to us that I don't think that we necessarily ever had, which is a very versatile big girl, or a post. She can shoot the three. She's very good at that, but then she can back you up and post you up, and she's got a nice little fadeaway there. I think she's going to surprise some people in the conference. as well this year. Other people, we've got a great freshman group coming on. Amanda Warland is back. She's a sophomore this year. She hurt her knee last year. Monty Reese has expanded her play. New players. We've got 8 of them. I'm excited about all of them.
Right. Okay. We're going to go through your schedule quickly. You'll see it going on the screen as well. So we'll start with November. We're just talking 6 of the first 7 opponents made the national tournament last year. I guess Notre Dame and UConn just weren't available. But so it's going to be tough, a challenge. But on the bright side is that after going through that early season schedule, your team is going to be ready for anything after going through this early season gauntlet.
Yes. I have this belief that, in order to be the best, you got to play the best. So this is probably our toughest schedule that I have put together yet, and it seems to get harder and harder every year. But the benefits of that is, 1, to get us ready for conference play, and then 2, give us that experience that if we do make it to nationals, we've played teams like this before. So we're not being surprised by anything that these teams can give us. But yes, our schedule for the first half is going to be pretty tough.
And I do want to highlight this November 2nd and 3rd is the First Bank Richmond Classic here at IU East. The Red Wolves will be facing Southeastern of Florida, which hasn't lost a regular season game in a couple of years, and Lindsey Wilson, which is a strong NAIA Division I program. So turning to December, again, we'll look at the opponents on the screen. The challenges there, not only the opponents with a couple conference games and an NCAA Division II opponent, but also there's lots of stuff going on. There's finals week you have to account for. There's the holidays. So just talk about, as a coach, the things you do to keep the team on track and hopefully improving throughout that hectic month.
Yes, my philosophy kind of changed. I'm going to try something new this year where I'm giving more time off in December than I have ever given before. Before I came to IU East, I was a Division I assistant, which you maybe got 3 days off around Christmas. And I'm thinking more at this level, if we can focus more on, time off, finals week, spending time with family, that can really help us. Because I've seen other teams in the past have some positive experience with doing something like that. As for the distractions, I'm hoping that because they get some time off, time to spend with family, that we can really, when we are on the court, focus on that game that is just about to play. And really, we only have one game after the Christmas break this year with St. Francis, Illinois. And we went into their gym last year and gave them a tough game. I would expect the same thing this year.
Okay. Turning to January, that is a very busy month with we're in full-blown conference play at that point. Also, you have the crossover season. IU East is a East Division program, so you're going to be playing all the West Division teams, which means a little bit of extra travel. So January, 9 games in just 31 days. Just talk about, hey, you got to play well, but that's kind of the grind of the season. So just the themes or the key points of January.
Well, for anybody that coaches knows that around December, January, your teams can hit this wall where you're tired, you're not as focused on basketball and things like that. So I think the key for us this year, and hopefully with some of that time off in December, will help us that when we come back from January, we are focused on these 9 games. It's going to be tough. The East and the West this year are I would say, pretty even. And for the first time, I don't think anybody is going to run away with conference. First time since I've been here. Anybody's going to run away with conference like they have in the past. So each one of those games are very important, and keeping our kids focused and ready to play each of those games is going to be important.
Okay. And got about a minute left, which gives us just enough time to look at the February schedule. So it lightens up a little bit, but at the same time, this is the most important part of the year. Not only are there most likely going to be some key conference games, but then you want to be peaking going into the postseason. So just your thoughts on the things you got to do to be playing your best at the right time.
Yes. This is just going to carry over from January. Usually we have a pretty strong February because the girls have set that foundation of, okay, February is important. We need to go out there. We need to play strong on every single game. We will be going back to the east side of the conference and playing all the teams that we have played at the beginning of conference play. So hopefully by that time we have a good idea of what these teams can do, and then we can focus on either stopping their good stuff and then, taking advantage of where they're weak in February.
All right, so again, it all starts on November 2nd with the First Bank Richmond Classic. So we've talked about the team. When we come back, we will meet the 2018-19 Red Wolves right here on Inside IUE Sports.
3 years ago, I came here to play basketball here at IU East, and I'm a business finance major, and I really just wanted to get into a bank, and First Bank Richmond was very accepting and gave me an opportunity. I kind of got to see more as an employee instead of a student athlete of how they really impact the community. Back home, I feel like there's really not an organization like First Bank Richmond that gives back to their community like they do here in Richmond. First Bank Richmond is just very generous in all that they do in the community, and that is tremendous.
What if a home phone could also be a smartphone? And what if that home phone could save you money on your home and wireless bill at the same time? With Xfinity Voice, you get amazing technology like readable voicemail on your smartphone, caller ID on your TV, and even text messaging, all for a low price. Start saving with unlimited nationwide talk and text and switch to Xfinity Voice for just $19.99 a month for 12 months. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Almost done.
Now you can pay your bill, manage your appointments, and check your connection status. Anytime, anywhere.
Oh, so you're protesting? Okay.
Introducing Xfinity My Account, available on any device.
What can I do for you today?
My throat's been hurting all day and I have class in an hour.
Okay, let's get you feeling better.
Receive quality care without the wait. Read Health Now, right beside you.
Hi, how can I help you?
My daughter has a fever and she isn't feeling well.
Okay, let's get her feeling better.
Receive quality care within the comfort of your own home. Read Health Now, right beside you.
And welcome back to Inside IUE Sports. It's time to meet the 2018-19 Indiana University East women's basketball players. Here with Coach Tiffani Selhorst. We're going to go in numerical order. So, Coach, we'll start with number 0 on the roster, Bree Gray, one of 2 you picked up from West Virginia.
Yeah, we're excited about Bree because she has a lot of athleticism, and she is very good at being able to shoot the 3 ball, but then realize when she needs to attack the basket, she can attack the basket. She's also been a really good teammate to everybody. She's another one of those kids that's a workhorse, works hard every single day. And the big thing will be for Bree, especially in the first half of the season, is keeping her healthy.
Okay. Continuing down the roster, number 4, Libby Springmeyer, we talked about earlier, senior, last year averaged 7.3 points a game and started 29 games basically most of the season. So Libby going into her senior year.
Yeah, we're excited for Libby. Like I already said, she's one of the most improved players that we've had over her 4 years here. She has improved so much in the areas that we've asked her to improve on that I think she's going to be really good for our team, not just on the basketball side, but the leadership side of it. She also, we kind of moved positions on her. She had always kind of been a point guard, but now we're moving her to more of the shooting or combo guard spot. That will free her up and free her mind up a little bit to do what she's good at.
Okay. Continuing down the roster, number 5, the second of the 2 you picked up from West Virginia, Alyssa Neal.
Yeah, Alyssa, she was a good gift for us. I actually was, when I went recruiting Bree to watch Bree play, I happened upon Alyssa. They were playing each other. And she's kind of one of those things that I love about all my point guards. She can create her own shot. She sees the floor very well. She also attacks the basket very well, and she's a rebounding point guard, which, if anybody that knows Bailey Dryman, that I love that kind of stuff. So we're excited to see what Alyssa can bring to us.
Okay. And speaking of Bailey, next on the roster, she's number 10, back for her senior year. A lot of numbers I need to throw at you. Averaged 6.8 points a game 2 years ago, 7 rebounds. Did we mention she's 5'4", 3.7 assists. She also turned herself into a 51% three-point field goal shooter at the end as well, and she's going to walk out of here with all kinds of school records. So I hope I didn't build it up too much, but a few more thoughts about Bailey.
Yeah, we're excited to get Bailey back. She brings a lot to the table, obviously. Not just experience, but leadership. There's a kid that works hard every single day, every play of every practice or game or scrimmage, whatever it is. So I know that she has her sights set on rebounding this year, and that's going to really be her role. But she can also play that role where, if she needs to bring the ball up the court and get us into offense, or even on defense, be the loudest voice on our defense. That's something that Bailey will bring back to the team.
So definitely glad to have her back on the court.
Yes.
So next up, number 11, Amani Reese. She averaged 2.5 points a game last year. She was working her way back from a knee injury, I believe. Yep. So I'm sure you're happy to have her back in more full strength.
Yes. Mani, we're excited about Mani because she was able to kind of be taken under Tia and Kristen's wing last year and given the opportunity to get some experience but also grow as a player. So far, everything's been good. She's been very healthy. She's doing a great job getting us together as a team, and she's one of the most vocal players on the floor at the time. So I see Mani's role expanding for us just because of the experience that she gained from Kristen and Tia last year.
A whole bunch more freshmen to talk about. The next one is number 14, Addie Brown, not far away at all from Oxford, Ohio.
Right. Addie has been a great surprise for us because we started to recruit her late. And again, that's one of those things where we went to watch her play in high school, and we went to watch another girl, and then ended up spotting Addie and was like, "Hey, this kid's kind of special. I could see her really fitting in." Addie brings a lot to the court for us. Again, if you can see a theme in the kids that I recruit, I like leadership qualities. Addie's going to be a great leader for us for the next 4 years. And then if she's healthy, she can really shoot the lights out. And if she gets started, I would say she could average 3-4 three-pointers a game. And we've already talked about it. Her goal is to shoot above 40% for three-point.
So that adds up quick, so that'll definitely be nice to have on our side.
Yes, we need it.
Another person good to have on our side, number 15, Haley Conway, going into her junior year here in the program.
Yeah, we're excited about how far Haley has come along. That Haley is one of those people, again, that needed a couple of years here to get ready. She has put in the work. She goes hard every single day. We've kind of added more to her tool belt and what she's able to do offensively. She's gotten a little bit more aggressive on getting the rebounds, which we're really going to need this year. So the improvement that I've seen in Haley these last 2 years and going into her junior season is she's going to be able to rival some of these other posts on our team for some playing time.
Okay. Continuing on, next up is number 21, another one of the freshmen, Naomi Dubé. She is a guard from Fort Wayne Northrop, which is, Northrop's been a nice school for IUE, several players from several sports, so I'm sure you're glad to have her aboard.
Yeah. Naomi was another kid that was kind of off our radar for a little while, and then she had some kind of connection with Tia King and came up to a lot of open gyms that we had all last season, and we were able to see what Naomi could bring to the table. And one of the things that I will say about Naomi is that she can shoot the ball. She can flat out shoot the ball. She can create behind the three-point line. We are excited. We do want to expand some of the other areas of her game, which she understands and knows that. But man, you get the ball in her hands and you give her a little bit of space, she's going to put it in.
Okay. Yet another freshman. Again, there's a whole bunch of them, but this one, number 22, Faith Sanderson, again from the Buckeye State from Wilmington.
Yeah. we noticed Faith a little bit during her AAU days, and she brought a lot to it to her team there, and we felt like she was going to be a good fit here. She is more of a combo guard. She can shoot it outside, but even though she's small, she can also take it and get to the basket. So the problem right now with Faith is she's battling some of these injuries that she's brought from high school. So we are working on just getting her healthy to see what she can really do.
Okay. Another freshman, another one from the Buckeye State, another guard, Destiny Jackson. She was one of the top players in the Cleveland area last year.
Yeah, we're excited about Destiny because she has a big role to play this year. One of the reasons that we recruited her was that we knew we were going to have to replace Kristen Miller on defense. And one thing that Destiny can do is play some defense. She can do it for the entire court, which is what we need. I think over the next few years, she is going to learn how to continue to get smarter at defense, but being able to keep the ball in front of her, she does a very good job at that, and that's going to be her role this year.
And for anyone that watched Kristen, if she can defend anything like Kristen, then that's a very good thing for the Red Wolves.
And I think she can.
Okay. Next up, kind of a comeback player bid here, number 24, Amanda Warland. She actually set the school record for field goal percentage. She got enough games in before her knee injury at about 60%. All in all, it was 6.7 points and 4.7 rebounds per game before that injury. So someone I'm sure you're quite glad to have back.
Oh, definitely. You know, Amanda is another one of those players that is a workhorse. She has really focused on her therapy to get back and be ready to play quickly. She had a turnaround of about 5 months after an ACL surgery, so she's been working hard to get back to where she is. We are excited for what she brings because she is a rebounding machine, but she also has this capability of keeping the ball high when she does get it, and then she's able to do a lot of putbacks. So she's going to add a whole nother element to the inside the paint for us.
Okay. Another Amanda we want to talk about, number 30. She's a little busy at the moment. She's also the starting goalkeeper for the IU East women's soccer team, which is having a really nice season. But Amanda Nicholson, once the soccer postseason gets done, which for their sake, hopefully it's a long time, but then you'll be adding Amanda to the basketball roster.
Yeah, Amanda was a fun pickup for us last year. If anybody that watched us or kept track of us last year, we were battling a lot of injuries towards the end of the season, and we got that automatic bid to go to nationals, and I just felt like our numbers weren't quite there. So Amanda had played in junior college before she transferred to IU East. So I just asked her, why don't you come up to a couple practices and see if you like it? And if you do, we'll take you to nationals with us. She fit right in. One of the things that I really admire about Amanda, and it's going to be good for her, is her ability to adapt quickly. She's got a pretty high basketball IQ, so she is able to adjust and adapt and just learn what we're doing very fast.
Got a couple transfers to talk about, and they're right next to each other on the numerical roster. The first one is number 32, Elizabeth Philpott, who you talked about earlier. She was an all-conference honoree at her previous college, which was Birmingham Southern down in Alabama. Averaged 11.5 points, 7.7 rebounds, and also made 86% of her free throws, which I know that's been a big part of y'all winning as many games as you have in the last few years. So you talked about Elizabeth a little bit earlier, a little bit more on how she'll fit in this year.
Okay, like I said before, Elizabeth is, or Liz as we call her, is a very versatile post. It's one of those, she's actually got the body for that stretch four that I've always really wanted. She can post you up on the block, and she's very smart at being able to do that, but she can also take you off the dribble if she's on the outside. She definitely adds a whole new element to what we can do. And now that we have Amanda and Haley back, those two will play on the inside. We can move Liz to the outside and let her do her thing.
Okay, so look forward to seeing her in action.
Yeah.
The second of the two transfers, number 34, is Danica Mann. She played half the season last year at Ohio Christian, and she's from not far away at all from Tri-Village, which has been another good school for IU East.
Yes.
Averaged 7.6 points and 3.8 rebounds in her half season at Ohio Christian. I believe we'll see her starting in January, so just talk about the things Danica will add.
Yeah, Danica is somebody that we recruited when she was in high school. She felt like Ohio Christian was a better fit for her, and then she decided to come back. I think she wanted to be a little bit closer to home, but when we would play her at Ohio Christian, she would rip us up on the inside. So I'm excited to add that element. Maybe it's only for a half a season, but we're excited to have her on the team.
Okay, and last but certainly not least, again numerically, number 42, Hannah Blakely, another person going into her junior year. We had a nice conversation with her earlier on the show about her summer trip to Ethiopia. Averaged 2.9 points per game, but she can flat out shoot it. She averaged 55% from three-point range. So talk about what Hannah can do for you this year.
Yeah, well, Hannah, you're going to see a new Hannah this year. She really focused on getting herself in shape. There has been a great transformation in her, which you will notice after our first game, which has made her a lot quicker. She already had the IQ. You already know she can shoot the ball. She was ranked in the national rankings last year for three-point field goal percentage until she got her concussion. But I would say that Hannah is coming back strong and stronger than ever.
It's got basically about 90 seconds left. As we talk to our fans, just why should they want to come see this team? If you want just the message to our fans, what they can expect, why fans should definitely want to come out and see this team in action this season.
Well, I think we've got a whole new team this year, so it's going to be fun because this team, we're going to have to find creative ways to score. We don't have the Kristen, the Mackenzie, the Tia this year, so we are a lot deeper. We have a lot more people that can do a lot of things on the court. I think it's going to be very exciting because there's going to be a lot more balance between this team. So our game plan is still the same. We still want to play fast. We need to learn how to play fast, but we still want to play fast. We still want to have a lot of possessions in a game. So just learning how to balance that with our quickness, it should be fun. It's going to be fun.
All right, well, we sure look forward to seeing it. So, again, it all starts on November 2nd. Again, we really encourage you to come out to the First Bank Richmond Classic, which IU East is hosting. It actually opens the season November 2nd against Southeastern and November 3rd against Lindsey Wilson on Lingle Court on the IU East campus. And you can look at the whole schedule at www.iueredwolves.com. This has been the Women's Basketball Season Preview episode of Inside IU East Sports. I'm your host, Kyle Wright. Thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next time.